In One Piece Season 1, Luffy and his crew set out on an adventure to find the legendary treasure, facing fierce enemies and forging deep bonds. Let's dive in. Season 1 begins 22 years ago in Logetown, where the Marines, under the world government, prepare to execute Gold Roger, the king of the pirates. Before his death, Roger reveals that his treasure, the One Piece, is real, sparking the Great Pirate Era. In the present, we meet Monkey D. Luffy, a carefree young man with one goal: to become king of the pirates. After his boat sinks, Luffy survives by hiding in a barrel, which drifts to the pirate ship of Lady Alvida. There he meets Kobe, a shy cabin boy who dreams of joining the Navy. A flashback shows Luffy's childhood in Windmill Village, where he met the pirate Shanks. After eating the Gum Gum fruit, Luffy gains rubber-like powers. Shanks teaches him that true strength isn't about fighting and sacrifices his arm to save Luffy, inspiring his dream of freedom. Back on Alvida's ship, Luffy defeats her with his Gum Gum pistol and escapes with Kobe. Meanwhile, bounty hunter Roronoa Zoro rejects Baroque Works' offer and kills their agent. Elsewhere, thief Nami steals a pirate ship and a map. The story converges at Shellstown, where Luffy frees Zoro from the Marines and defeats Captain Morgan. Nami steals a map to the Grand Line, and the trio sails off, drawing the attention of dangerous enemies, including Pirate Buggy. Flashbacks reveal Luffy's childhood at Makino's bar, where he practices his devil fruit powers and learns seawater negates them. He again begs Shanks to join his crew, but Shanks refuses. More flashbacks show Shanks saving Luffy from a Sea King and giving him his straw hat, promising to reclaim it once Luffy becomes a great pirate. In the present, Luffy, Nami, and Zoro open the stolen safe and find a map to the Grand Line. Nami explains the dangers of the Grand Line, dismissing the One Piece as a myth. Before they can act, a red flare knocks them out and Luffy swallows the map to protect it. They awaken in a circus run by Pirate Buggy, who wants the map and claims he will become Pirate King. Buggy reveals his devil fruit power to control his body parts, easily overpowering Luffy and trapping him in a tank of seawater, neutralizing his abilities. Meanwhile, Kobe begins marine training under Vice Admiral Garp. At the circus, Nami and Zoro escape, defeat Buggy's crew, and free Luffy. Working together, they trap Buggy and defeat him. Luffy frees the townspeople and declares himself a different kind of pirate. The crew sets sail for the Grand Line, while Nami secretly contacts an unknown figure, revealing she still has the map. 7 years ago in Syrup Village, a young Usopp falsely warned of pirate attacks to protect the village, but over time, the townspeople stopped believing him. In the present, Luffy proudly reveals a self-made pirate flag, which Zoro and Nami don't appreciate. After Nami's device breaks, the crew heads to the Gecko Islands to find a new ship. There, Luffy falls for a fast ship owned by Kaya, a wealthy but sick woman. Usopp claims she's his close friend and convinces the crew to meet her. They're invited to dinner, despite resistance from her caretaker Klahadore, who's secretly scheming to inherit her fortune. That night, Klahadore kills the butler Mary, revealing himself as the notorious Kuro. Zoro discovers the body but is knocked unconscious, while Usopp tries to warn the village, only to be ignored. Meanwhile, Buggy meets Arlong, who asserts control over the East Blue and becomes interested in Luffy, while Kobe trains under Garp, learning to pursue Luffy. In Syrup Village, Usopp falls into despair until Kobe and the Marines arrive. At the bottom of the well, Zoro wakes up alive after being thrown in. As he climbs out, the show cuts to his past in Shimotsuki Village 7 years earlier. Young Zoro trains at a dojo but is consistently defeated by Quina, the daughter of the master swordsman. The two promise that one of them will become the greatest swordsman in the world. Shortly after, Quina dies in an unexplained accident, and Zoro dedicates his life to fulfilling their shared dream. Back in the present, chaos unfolds at Kaya's mansion. Inside the mansion, Nami discovers Kaya has been slowly poisoned and convinces her of the truth. Meanwhile, Luffy wakes up just in time to stop the massacre. Zoro returns and the Straw Hats split up to confront Kuro and his crew. Usopp bravely distracts Kuro, allowing Luffy to land decisive blows. Using his Gum Gum Bell attack, Luffy defeats Kuro once and for all. With the danger over, Kaya gifts the crew a ship, naming it the Going Merry in honor of her fallen butler. Usopp joins the crew, sharing an emotional farewell kiss with Kaya. As the Straw Hats set sail, Garp reveals he orchestrated events to test them. Luffy spots the pursuing marine ship, only to realize the man chasing him is his own grandfather. But before we continue, if you are enjoying this recap, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more recaps on your favorite shows. The Marines intensify their pursuit of Luffy and his crew. Flashbacks reveal how Luffy's grandfather, Garp, tried to mold him into a disciplined Marine through harsh training after quashing his early pirate dreams. In the present, the Straw Hats struggle to defend themselves. Usopp mishandles the cannonballs, but Garp effortlessly throws one by hand. Luffy uses his rubber powers to reflect it back, damaging the Marine ship and letting the crew escape into thick fog. They find the Bharati, a floating sea restaurant where they meet Sanji, a talented chef passionate about cooking. Luffy is impressed by his food and learns of Sanji's dream to find the All Blue, a legendary sea containing all the world's rare ingredients. Luffy encourages him to pursue it. When a starving pirate begs for food, Sanji feeds him despite the risk. The pirate reveals he survived a destroyed fleet while trying to conquer the Grand Line, warning Luffy of its dangers. Touched by Sanji's kindness, Luffy invites him to join the crew. Meanwhile, Garp enlists the deadly Dracule Mihawk to hunt Luffy. When Mihawk arrives at the Bharati, Zoro challenges him to a duel, determined to honor his promise to become the greatest swordsman. At dawn, Zoro faces Mihawk and is thoroughly outclassed, suffering a crushing defeat. Impressed by Zoro's determination, Mihawk spares his life and leaves. The crew rushes Zoro into the Bharati's kitchen. Nami urges Luffy to get help, and Zeph and Sanji use old seafaring techniques to stabilize Zoro. Elsewhere, Mihawk visits Garp, refusing to continue the chase. He believes Luffy deserves a chance to reach the Grand Line. As Zoro fights for his life, Sanji shares his past with Zeph. Years earlier, the two were stranded at sea after a shipwreck. Zeph secretly gave Sanji all the food and survived by sacrificing his own leg. He did it because he believed in Sanji's dream of finding the All Blue and wanted the boy to live it out for him. Back in the present, Arlong arrives at the Bharati demanding food and Luffy. He reveals Buggy's severed head and confirms he knows about the Grand Line map. A violent clash erupts, and during the chaos, Nami betrays the crew, revealing she was working with Arlong to steal the map. She has Luffy thrown into the sea, but Sanji saves him. In the aftermath, Sanji chooses to leave the Bharati and join Luffy. At the same moment, Zoro awakens and pledges absolute loyalty to his captain. With Sanji now aboard, the crew sets sail to confront Arlong and rescue Nami, armed with a final clue to Arlong's location: Buggy's head. The Straw Hat crew track Nami and Arlong to Konomi Island. We then see Nami's past in Cocoa Village. As a child, she and her sister Nojiko were adopted by a former Marine who chose family over duty. When Arlong and his fishmen seized the island, he demanded a tribute from every villager. Unable to pay for both daughters, Nami sacrificed her freedom, striking a deal with Arlong to work for him in exchange for buying back the village for 100 million berry. In the present, Nami continues serving Arlong. When Luffy confronts her, she coldly rejects the crew, insisting she was never their friend, though her pain is obvious. The Straw Hats soon learn the truth from Nojiko. Everything Nami has done was to save Cocoa Village. Nami finally gathers the full 100 million berry, believing she's won freedom for her people. But Arlong betrays her. A corrupt Marine captain seizes the money, exposing the entire deal as a lie. When Arlong orders Cocoa Village destroyed, Nami breaks down, stabbing her arm in despair. At her lowest point, Luffy steps in. He stops her, places his straw hat on her head, and silently promises to fight for her. With the crew united behind him, Luffy prepares to take on Arlong and his fishmen. Painful flashbacks reveal Nami's childhood, showing Arlong forcibly tattooing her arm, marking her as his property, and forcing her to draw maps for his conquest of the East Blue. In the present, Cocoa Village lies in ruins. Led by Officer Genzo and Nojiko, the villagers decide to fight back. Chaos spreads as corrupt Marine Captain Nezumi falsely accuses Luffy of the destruction. Garp sees through the lies and heads to Konomi Island. The Straw Hat crew launches their attack. Usopp lures and defeats a fishman, while Zoro and Sanji battle Arlong's crew. Inside the base, Luffy confronts Arlong, rejecting his view of human inferiority. Nami escapes her prison during their fight. Buggy reunites with his body and flees, while Luffy provokes Arlong into destroying his own stronghold. The battle ends when the base collapses, burying Arlong. Celebrations are cut short when Garp arrives with the Marines, attempting to arrest Luffy. After overpowering him, Garp recognizes Luffy's unyielding spirit like Gol D Rogers and calls off the arrest, revealing it was a test. Peace returns, Nami honors her mother's memory, and Luffy gets a wanted poster with the highest bounty in the East Blue. As the crew sails on, old enemies stir, alliances form, and in the shadows, someone burns Luffy's poster. As Luffy's bounty grows, one question remains. Will his dream of becoming Pirate King lead him to ultimate freedom, or destroy everything he holds dear?